Your boy Sean McDermott, the Bills head coach, he's getting fired next year. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. They're going to probably win the division next year and then cap out in the playoffs. And after that, he's in canned. He's not. He's not the answer.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Fever Pitch Podcast. I'm your co-host Brian.
I'm there. How you doing?
What's going on? What's
A
going
lot
on?
has happened in the past week. College football, NFL. Honestly, just a crazy week for fantasy if you guys are playing. But let's take it from the top. Let's talk about some of these things that have been going on Saturday. We have a Heisman race, guys. But we're going to talk about the alleged front runner, Ashton Jeanty.
That shit was crazy.
He's
Well,
not
they
the
put
front
on
man.
Friday. They put on Friday. UNLV and Boise State played in the Mountain West Championship, and Ashton Jeanty did Ashton Jeanty things. They ended up winning. You know that Boise State is 12-1, and their only loss was against Oregon, and they lost by like 3 or like 7. So,
Let's just yeah.
yeah, like they're literally contending off the backs of a running back. Cause none, like, I know a few other players on Boise State, but really it's just Jeanty and Co. And if you look at his stats, he put the team on his back through and through.
through and through, bro. It's really just him. It's really just him. You know, when I think about a Heisman race, I think about being the best player at the position, right? And JT is simply the best player at the position. Got the counterpart. The only other person that could possibly win the Heisman is Travis Hunter, and he's good at both positions, but he's not the best at either.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about the Heisman, I think you should give it to the best player at that position, and that's Ashton Jeanty. He's solidified the best running back in college football. But off of play popularity, I think Travis wins for sure.
You think Travis is going to ultimately win?
Yeah, it is popularity thing.
I think that begs the question, what matters more in college football? Is it talent or popularity? Because when you go to the league, even the most popular players tend to be the most talented. So are you going to take like the fifth best corner with like combined with the fifth best wide receiver because he plays 180 snaps? Or are you going to take the number one best running back ultimately? And how does this really like affect draft stock too?
For
Well,
me,
go ahead, Zay.
here you got it. Now you got it.
The draft stock. I mean, I'm pretty sure whoever takes both of these guys is in a draft off based off need, at least in my opinion, because they put in need based positions. Corner, wide receiver, and running back are all need based. Unless Jeanty ends up in like a Kansas City, or I think he's gonna be a Bengal. I hope he's not a Bengal because I have
Who gonna be a
issues.
Bengal?
I think Jeanty's gonna end up getting drafted by the Bengals. I hope not
Oh,
because
bro, you can't get drafted by the Bengals, bro. Chill.
I got a Chase Brown in the dynasty league, so I would love for that not to happen, but I think it will. But as far as like the two prospects on their own, Jensen's playing. They're both doing unprecedented things, but Travis Hunter has the marketing behind them, which is definitely going to push the narrative a little bit more. I doubt either of them are going to run the combine, so there's no real separator there. So yeah, I mean, it all depends on how the committee sees it, and yeah.
Yeah, I think that they should for sure They're not going to own the combine, obviously. They're obviously not going to be a part of that because they already got their draft stock is already as valuable as it can be. You know, it really can't get any better than what it is now. But I do think you draft. I do think you draft. What Dan was saying, you draft for what is needed, and I think if you need a corner or a receiver, I think you draft Travis Hunter because you can convert him to either one. Honestly, and, you know they probably go 2 through 10, no 2 through 15. I think they lead 2 through 15, 2 through 17 if possible. Right? Yeah, but I think
Most
and
mocks I see have Travis Hunter going number 1 overall.
Sure.
who
To Jacksonville,
Travis Hunter
probably.
to
Yeah,
to Jacksonville,
sure.
and
who
then
going to one overall?
Travis.
Travis
Travis
to
Hunter.
Jacksonville?
That's what I'm seeing.
I think Shador goes on one overall though.
They got
Now
Shador
that
going number 2 to the Raiders.
To the
yeah, I think
yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
gonna
you're right,
be
you're right,
need,
you're right. Yeah.
it's gonna be need based, but I think they're gonna go 1 and 2 no matter who's up there. It looks like the Raiders and the Giants are both making bids for a quarterback. I think Shador is gonna end up going to Vegas and Cam Ward's gonna end up in New York. But we see the TVs, we see what Tom Brady's doing, we see that relationship building already, so I wouldn't surprise me at all.
I think I think I think I can't tell. I can't say what situation will be better, but I do think whoever. I think both QBs, Cam Ward and Shador, will fit right with the Giants or with the Raiders. You know, because you got Brock Bowers, he's a dog, and then you got Malik Neighbors, he's a dog. So you really, and the Raiders gonna have what two picks in the first round.
I believe
Giants,
so.
how many
Yeah,
picks they got in the first round?
I think just
Then
one.
it's gonna be a lot of comp next year. A lot of it's gonna be a lot of comp next year. I like it. It's gonna be a lot of comp. It's gonna be an interesting draft for sure. And I think the Jags are very dumb because they won last week against the Titans when they had then they had the number 1 pick locked up, something like that, and they
I
won.
don't know if it was locked
That's-
up, but they were in possession for it, and they
then they were
ended up
like
winning
2, and
the
now they're like 5. You lose. That's so bad. Yeah, that's bad.
I'm seeing over here that they have Ashton Jeanty going to the Cowboys at 13.
I would not want that. I would want Ashton Jeanty, correct? Like I would want Ashton Jeanty, right? Obviously, but I'll be perfectly fine drafting a lineman or drafting a top tier receiver because it's a couple running backs and it's a couple running backs in the draft currently. I'll be cool with I'll
There's
be
a
cool with
few
the
Henderson,
I'll be cool with the guy from
Jenkins.
yeah, I'll be cool with the guy from Arizona State. I'll be cool with a lot of dudes. Genty's obviously he's a day one starter, but with backs nowadays, you got guys like Isaac Garendo for the 49ers. He can rip it off. We can find him in the 5th round. You really can't find like a CD Jamar in the 5th round. You gotta get them round 1. You know what I'm saying? And they got that boy.
Well
They
said.
got that boy McMillan from Arizona. That boy McMillan from Arizona. Let
He's
him
a
fall.
beast.
Let him fall is
He's a-
over. Let
He's a
him fall
beast.
is wrapped. Let him
He's a
fall
beast.
is over. Oh my
He's a
god.
pet.
Him with Drake May?
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh my god. That's
he's
nasty.
a
He might do
he's
numbers.
a he's a pet.
He might do numbers, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So I think what's going to be most interesting about this draft, and especially drafts going forward, is the factor that the college football playoffs is going to have at the end of the season now. Since now it's going to be, 12 teams instead of 4 teams. There's going to be a lot more sway in those last few weeks and coming off of the championship than there typically that you would have seen in like things such as like bowl games and things of that nature. Sure, players were having their impact in those end of season bowl games, but now you get like a 6 or a 7 seed making a run in the future. That's going to be game changing and could drastically shift the scales of how some of these players land. What do you guys think is going to ultimately be What do you guys think is going to ultimately be the impact of this new college football playoff bracket?
Honestly, I think the 12 teams is perfect, right? But I think they should really, feather in on what side of the bracket the teams go into, right? Because Oregon State was by far the best college team in football, right? And they got the worst side of the bracket, right? And then you got guys like Penn State, who has the best path, but really ain't, do much to get that path type thing.
What do you mean Penn State didn't do much?
Like they ain't do much to get a path like they got right now. Like they ain't
They
do
was
much,
they was whipping feet. What are we talking about?
but they didn't do anything. They didn't do much to. They got to play what, SMU and then Boise State.
Right now, actually, let me look at the current because I think I'm looking at an older one.
And then Oregon has to play either Tennessee or Ohio State. Like, come on, bro.
Well,
How
nobody's worried about
Oregon has been
Howard.
huh? But
Nobody's
Oregon has been the best team throughout the year. They're undefeated, one seed. I think you should have the easiest path. So I think they should be where Boise's at. And I think I was watching Cam Newton. He was like, no one wants to see a Boise State, stuff like that, Arizona State. They want to see, the best 12 teams.
I mean, I think what will be the biggest thing is that a lot of these teams that we never actually get to see play will really get to see what that discrepancy is. Like when we got to see TCU last year, we're like, oh wow, TCU is having a close game and beating who they beat before they lost. I'm blanking.
They beat,
last year or the year before?
I think it was 2 years ago.
When you talking about when they made it to the national championship and got blown out by Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who they played before they played?
I think they played. What's that name?
Michigan. They beat Michigan in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah. So they played Michigan and they had a competitive game with them and they beat them. And then they go play a Georgia and then we're like, oh, I guess there's actually levels to this. All right. So it's like, I'm kind of rooting for the underdogs. I want to see a Notre Dame make it far. I want to see Texas make it to the semi-quarterfinals.
No, but they're not underdogs.
I mean, they're fifth overall on the bracket, so they have a longer path than Arizona State. Arizona State and Boise State have shorter paths than them, so I'd consider them more of an underdog rather than considering where they're being seated at.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, heck, I'd even like to see a SMU beat Boise State and go up against one of the big dogs just to be like, what is going on?
You just want chaos.
Absolutely.
It's college football. What's college football without chaos? I'm with you.
Penn State simply has the easiest path in the world. They're going to stomp on SMU, then they're going to stomp on Boise, and then they're going to probably just wait to see who plays. Wait to see if Georgia beats up Notre Dame. That's all. And Georgia's trash, so I fear no one in Georgia.
Very. I was very wrong about Carson Beck. He's not it. He's a day 2 quarterback.
Probably day 3. Who needs a QB anymore? Like, Jesus.
I know we got a lot of these bowl games coming up. When do those start?
Like in about 2.5 weeks.
Okay. Is there any bowl games you guys are looking forward to?
I'm just college football playoff. Bowl games don't matter nowadays.
Yeah, because half the players not going to play because of their draft. So
yeah,
I'm ready for college football playoffs.
Anything outside the college football playoffs is just, if it's on TV, I might watch a little bit.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
facts.
But let's shift gears. Let's talk about the NFL. What's a not for long, no fun league, amongst other names.
Yeah.
Thursday Night Football, we had a great matchup. We had the Packers versus the Lions. The Lions edged out the Packers 34-31. Jordan Love overall had a poor performance, only one touchdown, no picks. So he's a gunslinger, but he's thrown no picks, so that's a good sign for them. Goff had 3 touchdowns and a pick. The Lions took an early lead, and then the Packers took a lead going into the fourth quarter, and then the Lions ultimately came back and won the game with a field goal. The Lions have beat the Packers twice this season. Are the Lions the best team in the NFL right now?
Me personally, right? I believe it's the Bills. I believe the Bills is the best team in the NFL, right? I believe they can win every game, even though they lost to the Rams. But we'll talk about that later. But after them is really, Detroit and then the Eagles. That's really it. Because Detroit, the thing about Detroit, NFC is already set up to be Eagles Detroit. That's probably Green Bay. Green Bay's on a little hot streak right now. Wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs, but currently, you really only fear the Lions. And next week we'll really see because Josh and Buffalo go play the Lions, and that's gonna be the game of the year. That's gonna be the game of the year. He just had a game of the year with Matt Stafford. So yeah.
What do you think,
Dan? The Lions have had 7 7 one-score games. They're 7-0 in one-score games. So I don't want to call it luck, but that's not sustainable. Especially, they trade. Did they sign Zadarius or did they trade for? They acquired Zadarius Smith. Was that a trade or did they pick him up in free agency?
I think they picked. No, I think they traded the trade deadline.
They did from Cleveland. Yeah. So they traded for Zadarius Smith following the Aiden Hutchinson injury. Good move. Kerry Joseph, he's hoping. Their defense is, you could argue, with Aiden Hutchinson, they might have a better defense than they have offense. You could make the argument. They have a really good team. But I feel like when you're battle tested long enough, someone's going to catch you slipping. The Bucks already did it once. And it's like, if a few things go in another direction, a few other teams can beat Detroit. I'm a Jared Goff fan, but I know that Jared Goff is limited as a quarterback. And if he has an off night, the Lions are not going to have a good night either.
Are there any teams in the NFC that you think can beat the Lions?
Philly, LA. That might be it. The Rams on the.
I honestly
I
think
guess
it's
Green.
probably just.
I take that back. Philly, LA, Green Bay, Minnesota, and Tampa.
You don't think KC can beat them?
You said the
NFC.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, I was
in Tampa. I think there are 5 teams that could beat Detroit in the NFC.
I got Philly. Philly can beat them. Philly can beat them. Who else can beat them? That's it. In the NFC, just Philly and Green Bay. Philly and Green Bay. They could beat them.
They had a close one with the Vikings.
The Vikings don't scare me, but Donald, what's his name?
Sam Darnold.
He's gonna get paid somewhere. He's making his case.
He's going to get paid there. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. No, I got something for that. Don't worry. Don't worry. I mean, ultimately, when I look at the rest of the Lions schedule, the biggest game that they have is this upcoming week against the Bills. But after that, the rest of the season is kind of coasting. Week 18 doesn't really matter. And then you got the Bears and the 49ers. They've already locked up a playoff spot, but now it's just making sure that they keep that number one seed because the Vikings are kind of on their tail in that regard. They have a very good record, and it could easily flip to the Vikings being the number one seed.
They're really 12-1, yo. That's crazy.
And the Eagles can also catch up to themselves. Really, like those three teams. If you got them in fantasy, I think they'll be playing to week 18. If it lets someone drop some couple of games.
What's the Eagles' records? Oh yeah, they're 11-2. Yeah. So yeah, they're one game off. And oh wow, the Vikings and the Eagles are 11-2. I didn't even realize that.
Yes, it's getting real unchy down there.
It's ready to be late December, ready to be January football, That's what really matters, January. We find out who the boys are, you find out who the men are, you know what I'm saying? That's where you really find out,
Yeah, sir.
Yo, did you guys catch this Bills game last night?
Did I?
Absolutely. Two people on this team are proud owners of Josh Allen. So we definitely watched this game. It is thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. Give me a cool 66 piece. Yeah.
Did I?
3 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns.
Wicked.
Hey, I don't want to hear anybody call Lamar a running back. I need you guys to start calling Josh Allen a running back. He had 3 rushing touchdowns in a game. I don't want to ever hear anybody say Lamar is a running back. You start saying Josh Allen is a running back because he scored 3 rushing touchdowns in a game. He is the dual threat QB. He is the ball runner. Now, I don't want to hear anything else, okay?
He's a pass first QB. He's just
pass first. He had 3 rushing touchdowns.
He
caught the ball for a touchdown last week. What are we talking about?
Because he's 260, 6'6", can throw the ball 90 yards. It can run through your face. I mean, he's not Lamar dual threat, but he's a dual threat. He's a better Cam Newton dual threat. You know what I'm saying?
A better Cam Newton is crazy.
He's of so that crazy? Elk. I wouldn't say.
Why is it so crazy?
I wouldn't say better because Cam got hurt.
Do you know how good MVP Cam Newton was?
Do you know how good MVP Josh Allen is currently?
He hasn't got it yet. Let's not call the race too early.
Who's getting it? It's only 2 people now.
See. Listen, we got a few more weeks.
Don't whisper Lamar's name. Don't whisper these guys' names because it's very far off now. It's very far off. Even with the loss, he simply showed you. He simply showed you he's simply on another level of QB this year. He simply showed you he's simply on another level of QB this year.
So with all that being on another level, what team did he lose to?
He has Lamar has 5 losses. He's out of the You can't win an MVP with 5 losses. That's just simply like, you're dragging a little bit. If you want an MVP with 5 losses.
Wait, is that true? Like you can't.
It's not definitively true, but I mean, when you look at the Carfax, it's like L.
It's like,
but
you know what I'm saying?
I still got. I think it's the 2. It's Lamar, Josh, and Saquon for me, and I still have Lamar right there. I had Josh Allen second.
You have Lamar? Oh my God!
Josh Allen.
What has Lamar done to me in the MVP conversation currently right now?
Josh Allen just lost,
and he had 3. But that's simply when you score 6 TDs and you lose a game. How is that your problem? If you was to score 6 TDs, exactly, it's not. He's simply submitted.
Lost.
Yeah, but he scored 6 TDs, bro. He scored 6 TDs and lost the game.
Listen, I have Josh Allen in fantasy. I know what he did. I'm tanking, but he did pretty good for me.
I know you won this past week.
I did.
He scored 6 TDs, bro, and lost. And he didn't lose. And he didn't lose because it was his fault. Because that game was 0 turnovers. So he scored 6 clean TDs, no turnovers, no picks, no fumbles.
Yes.
He's simply. I think he's so far ahead. The only person that can actually take it's simply his to lose. If Saquon Barkley beats Eric Dickerson record, obviously it his. You got to give it to him because he beat a 40-year-old record. You got to give it to him. That's really only option.
Have to.
And
You don't
he beats a
have
40-year record and nobody giving it to him. I'm like, come on, bro.
You can give him Opoy. He'll take Opoy. He doesn't have to win MVP.
And if he goes out here and beats Jared Goff next week, if he goes out here and if he loses the same way he lost this week, he still has it locked down. If he scores 6 TDs clean game, he still has it locked down.
And lost?
Loss, bro, and lose.
So in your mind, is there anything that Josh Allen can do to not win MVP this season?
Start turning the ball over ridiculously. If he starts turning the ball over just ridiculously, he loses. Brett Favre won 3 MVPs turning the ball over. I want to hear that. By the way, nah. I'm just saying. Brian's a Brett Favre guy, but Josh, right, I'm just saying, if Josh Allen keeps playing this way, conversations will be had what you're on. Don't worry.
What conversations?
About comparing those two and who, obviously hold on. Yes,
go ahead.
He doesn't have the accolades to step in the room with Brett Favre, but from a talent perspective, I'm taking Josh Allen.
Okay, so
all day, bro.
Let me give you guys a scenario. Player A, his stats are 64.1% completion.
You're talking about numbers.
No,
you're talking about talent.
Let me land. You don't even know what I'm about to say.
Okay.
64.1% completion. Yo, Zay, get your hands off the keyboard, yo. Yo, Zay, get your hands off the keyboard, yo. Go off of the raw data. I see his screen is changing. Look at him, yo. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
All right.
Bro, he's already seen it. 64.1% completion percentage, 3,033 yards, 23 touchdowns, 5 picks, 101.9 passer rating. Player B, 67% completion, 3,290 yards, 29 touchdowns, 3 picks, 116.3 passer rating. Are you taking player A or player B?
I'm taking player
A. What about those stats sound better to you?
It just seems more well-rounded.
In what regard? Because he has more picks and less touchdowns.
Replay the stats.
That's hate.
So here, forget completion percentage. 3,033 yards, 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Player B, 3,290 yards, 29 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
What's the QBR?
Player A QBR 101.9. Player B QBR 116.3.
That's what I'm taking player
A. This sounds like Josh Allen versus Lamar.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. And I'm still taking player A. I don't know. Something about
Dan. Who are you taking? Are you taking player A or player B?
Whichever side of Lamar Jackson. Whichever side of Lamar.
Well,
Jackson.
player B has higher stats.
Does he though?
Whichever side
in literally every single category.
What's the win loss? I need to know that. That's very important. What's the win loss?
I'm talking about the player stats. Those are team stats.
No.
Listen. This is my scenario. Can you answer the question?
If we're talking about a player, or are we talking about the MVP, or are we just talking about the player? It depends on.
I'm just talking about the player. I'm not talking
Lamar
MVP.
It say Lamar QBR is a 73.6. What's going on here?
On the season?
Yeah, on the season.
That's incorrect. It's 116.3.
I'm looking on ESPN. I don't know.
QBR and passer rating is different. If you're talking
and it says Josh is first in QBR. Lamar's third in
QBR. Oh wait. So wait, what? I did not know they were different. Wait, school me real quick.
They're used interchangeably, but QBR is like they take QBR and they not dumb it down, but they make it out of 100 to make it simpler for like most people. I skip Davis. We talk about QBR because it's 0 to 100. Whereas passer rating is a whole wonky formula, and the perfect passer rating is
Oh, yeah.
158.3. So
Okay, so
yeah,
what I was talking about was passer rating, not QBR. Then
okay,
because they're both over on 100.
Yeah,
yeah.
because right now, Josh is first in QBR and Lamar is third. So if you would have said that, you could easily see the better QB there. You know, I'm just saying.
Lamar's number one in passer rating.
You gonna sit here right now and be like, Lamar is playing better than Josh currently? Honestly, you gonna say that right now? Honestly,
He beat
You
him.
Yes,
He beat him.
yes,
So yes.
did he beat him?
I can very
Don't
easily say
don't
that.
even credit the defense. And if you say Derrick Henry, cool. But
Like, did
Lamar
he
won.
beat him though?
Lamar
What-
won.
Lamar has 6 more touchdowns, 2 less picks, and almost 300 more yards, and a higher completion percentage. He's more accurate. He's throwing the ball farther. He's scoring more
He's
touchdowns.
literally
He's
not throwing the
throwing
ball
less
farther.
picks.
What are you talking about? How's he throwing the ball further?
He's thrown the ball more yards this season. He's thrown the ball farther.
No, like
Man, that's subjective. If we talk about
Nah,
yards
like,
per
it's-
attempt, I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
talking about yards per attempt.
Semantics. I'm not talking yards per attempt. I'm talking total
Words
yards.
Words mean
But
things.
you know one thing about one thing that you can show the QB's good at IL. Just look at the odds. Josh Allen is currently minus 450. You know what I mean? I had to put a $450 down to win $100 to win MVP. He's simply,
So bet
what?
it.
I'm not putting $450 down. I mean, I did put him in my parlay though to win MVP.
So
And then Saquon is plus 550, and your guy Lamar is plus 1400.
He didn't
okay,
play
so
this week.
when exactly
It
that's
don't
what I'm
matter.
saying.
It
Yeah,
literally,
bye.
Josh was minus 400 last week. The week they
So-
lost, he was minus 400.
Lamar, well, obviously losing doesn't help, but I will say Lamar is 3-1 against Josh Allen, and he has 1 playoff loss. If you
And,
just look at this
Lamar is
season-
what 1-5 in the playoffs, and Josh is what 5-1. So like, I don't understand.
MVP is a
good
regular
keep.
season award.
I can't wait until we get to January.
Yeah,
That's where real football teams are made. January.
yeah, it's right there.
January,
It's
you
right.
know?
It's right there.
Okay, but Dan, highlight this game for us. Bills versus Rams. We didn't even get to the game yet, fellas.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed because, first of all, I'm pretty sure I picked the Rams. I think I did. And yeah, Matthew Stafford, old but sturdy. He's like Matthew Stafford is like that car you don't take out every day because like it might be better cars on the block. It runs, it'll get you from point A to point B. If you treat it good enough, it might take you way farther than that. As you see when they won the Super Bowl, Matthew Stafford, Puka Nakua, Sean McVay, Cooper Kupp, Kyron Wood, that offense is electric. The defense leaves a lot to be desired, as we saw Josh Allen put up 6 TDs. But when your defense is lacking, your offense has to carry. That's exactly what happened here. Kyron Williams probably will end up clips at 1,000 yards and back-to-back Pro Bowl selections. Puka Nakua had himself a day. 12 catches, a $162, and two TDs. It was a back and forth shootout, a duel, whatever you want to call it. And if you didn't watch this game, go watch the highlights at least, because this was epic, absolutely epic.
Does this game prove that the Rams still have some fight in them?
Oh, I tell you every week, the Rams can go into any matchup and win. They can if I see versus shot. Period.
I don't think that. Obviously, the Rams is no team to sleep on. Obviously, because you have Puka Nakua, Cooper Kupp, and a Hall of Famer at QB. So it's just like, and you also have Kyron Williams. They're a pretty good team, but the defense also is trash. Defense is bad, So it's really they. What division they in? Who in their division?
Cardinals, the 49ers, the Vikings, and the Bills this year.
Yeah, they're tough. They're tough. They're tough.
And then went to
They can
overtime with Detroit.
They can compete for sure. They can compete for
Can't deny
sure.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look at the Rams, the main thing that worries me is, listen, offense can win you a game, but it's that defense. How are you going to compartmentalize that this defense is still missing a void that was left by Aaron Donald's departure? I don't know if they're going to be able to fill that hole even this upcoming season. And ultimately, when it comes to the playoffs, when that defense starts folding, when the lights get bright, that's what I think we're ultimately going to see. Because ultimately, I think they'll be like a wild card team or like most likely a wild card team. So that's just my 2 cents on it.
I will say the defense isn't necessarily. It's not bad. It's just young because they do have the. Let me see. Where are they on this list? Oh, at the 25th. Okay, yeah, it is bad. At the 25th best defense in the league. Surrounded. Well, here's the thing. If you look at the defenses around them, you can make the argument that all these defenses are just having an off stretch. Because the Ravens are 23rd, the Browns are 24th, the Cowboys are 26th. So that cluster of teams, any given Sunday, they can have a solid showing on defense. So I would just say it's just not looking the greatest. I would say the biggest concern is their offensive line and then their defense.
That's valid. How do you think they improve from here?
Gotta draft. Just keep drafting. You sold out to win the Super Bowl, then you won the Super Bowl, and now you got to hit on these late round picks. Puka, check. Kyron, check. Blake Corum, we'll see. But, well, here's a second rounder, but we'll see. You guys just start fortifying this defense.
Yeah, I agree with Dan. They gonna have to start a fortifying defense to a draft or free agency. Either one of the two will work.
Well said. All right, let's talk Monday Night Football. Chargers versus Chiefs. Sunday night. This is yesterday. Chargers versus Chiefs. Night game.
Well, when I tell you, bro, the Chiefs are the luckiest team in the NFL. And I'm not exaggerating. These guys are finding a way to win in December. They're finding a way to win the games they're supposed to lose. Like, how does a dunk go your way? He literally missed the field goal. Bro. It dunked inside, and it's going to catch up to him though, because they I think they played 3 games in 10 days. So they played the Steelers. They played they play y'all? No, they don't play y'all again. They play let's pull it up real fast. They play the Steelers. That's definitely L. They're definitely a dog walk by the Steelers.
Definitely.
Yeah, bro.
I don't think so.
Steelers are not to be played with.
You trying to get something to eat?
The Steelers are not to be played with, and they play the Browns.
You trying to get something to eat? Yeah, you trying to get something to eat?
You see, this is how you know Zay don't be meaning what he says. Zay is you're just saying that.
Listen,
Where we going for lunch? Where we going for lunch? Let me know.
I'm trying to tell you, they play the Browns, right?
Let me get it on that. Take us both out.
Let me land.
Go ahead.
Let me land. They play the Browns, right? Right? Then they play the Texans, right? Then they play the Steelers. They play the Steelers.
3 dubs.
They're beating the Steelers.
Yes.
Who can't the Steelers not beat?
Yeah, the Steelers are like the Rams of the AFC. I'll give you that, but I got KC.
They almost lost to the Broncos. Like, KC has literally almost lost to every team they played. They're literally, I think They're literally almost lost to every team they played. And the one thing about the one thing about the Steelers, they want to play defense, right?
Yes.
They're going to score.
What's Kansas City's record?
Excuse me.
I think they're 11-2.
They have
I don't even
one.
know.
They have one
They have
loss. One loss.
They're what, 12-1? 11-1?
They have the same record as the Lions. Even if it's by the skin of their teeth, be it as it may, they find a way to win. And I think that people see it as luck, and people may call it refs, but we have to hand it to Mahomes and the coaches over there. They've found a way to always make it out of each game with the dub. They play the Ravens week 1, win by a touchdown. They play the Broncos and they block a field goal for the Broncos to win the game. They play the Raiders during Thanksgiving, and it always seems like every team is having a mishap against them. Why is it that no team can keep it together against the Chiefs? I think it's because we're not stating enough how good that defense is with Chris Jones and Spags leading it.
Spags,
That
Trent
scheming.
McDuffie. They have a really good defense.
No. I mean, let me land on the rest, right? Let's run down the Chiefs' schedule first. Let me show you the Chiefs.
I'm looking at it. I want to talk about it.
Let me pull this up.
I'm looking at it.
The only team the Chiefs played that's going to punish you when you turn the ball over is the Buffalo Bills. And that's how they beat them, right? The Steelers, you turn the ball over, what do the Steelers do? They create turnovers, and they create points out of those turnovers, right? No other team they played has done that, right? And Pat Mahomes is on a whole nother level with turnovers this year. A whole nother level. He's turned the ball over at a tremendous rate. And if he turns the ball over to the Steelers, he's going to lose. He turns the ball over to C.J. Stroud. Well, I don't know this year. We turn the ball over. He's going to turn the ball over to these teams you play in the playoffs, and he's going to lose unless you're the Ravens. And they're not going to capitalize on points, right? The other teams, the Bills, they're going to capitalize. He's going to score. He's going to score. Russell Wilson, Mike Tomlin, they're going to score, right? These other guys, they're not scoring, right? Raiders. Who's going to go score for them? Who's going to go? What QB did they have? They don't have fifth QB. They're not really going to score.
Brock Bowers.
Who's throwing Brock Bowers the ball? You or me? Who's throwing the ball? Me or you? Are we throwing the ball to him?
Regardless, he going to catch it.
Yeah, for sure. Panthers. The Panthers, they literally almost lost to Bryce Young. Let me not say it like that. Bryce Young, he's in his duffel. He's in his bag.
Listen.
Trust me.
Listen, ISO. My boy Bryce Young got his heart broke. Rod Wave in the fell clutch came out the night and said, yo, let me talk to you real quick, man. Because Rod Wave is going to tell you about the girl of your dreams. You feel me? He got him right with some Cuban links. You feel me? He got that boy Bryce Young fly.
You feel me?
Because what does Bryce Young look like right now? The number 1 overall pick in his draft. He's looking better than C.J. Stroud right now.
Thank you. Let him land. He's literally. This is the only time I agree with Quick. Because you know what Ray told him, he gave him that pain music. He was like, listen, man.
Take this pain away.
He said, you just got to do it. Yo, he's doing it. Adam Thielen, if you was able to pick up Adam Thielen on the waiver wire, you're blessed. You're blessed. If you were able to pick him up, oh my God. Chuba Hubbard, dog. They literally, oh my, who do they play this week? We gonna get on the Eagles game this week? We can get to the Eagles game. They literally played the Eagles game this week, and if Xavier Legette didn't drop the ball, they would have upset the Eagles.
I will say this: they're a very competitive 3-win team. Very, very competitive.
They're doing enough to show you they're like that, but they're still tanking. They're like, we have to keep our eye on the prize. You see, the Cowboys don't know how to tank right. The Panthers, they're going to go get their picks.
No, the Panthers aren't tanking. The Panthers aren't tanking. They are losing. The Giants. The Giants are tanking.
Yeah, the Giants are literally tanking.
The Giants are tanking.
The Chargers, though, they were supposed to win that game. You know, they're supposed to win that game for sure. Yeah, Justin Herbert got hurt a little bit, but he came back right into the game. But Only time I think anyone is prepared to play the Chiefs, they just don't want to play them in the last 2 minutes. Because Pat Mahomes simply like Tom Brady. You give him last 2 minutes, he gonna get you some type of points, right? He'll get you some type of points. Some type of points can get you 2, get you 7. But throughout the whole game, who cares? What have they shown y'all? What have they shown y'all this year that makes them so
W's and
scary?
W's.
Who did they beat, bro? Let's actually see this.
What do you always tell me? You beat who's on the schedule. You tell me that every year.
They beat the Ravens.
5-loss team.
That's
Continue.
They beat the Chargers twice.
Yeah, that's a good team.
They beat the Broncos.
The Chargers that beat the Ravens, by the way. I mean, the Ravens.
Chargers ain't beat the Ravens.
The Ravens that beat the Chargers, by the way. My fault.
Thank you. I like what you did there, Dan. I like that. They beat the Buccaneers. Yeah. They play who's on their schedule. And in these last few weeks, I think these last few weeks are really going to convince you, particularly this Chiefs-Steelers game that you're reveling will be the Steelers' second coming. The Steelers, honestly, are not as good as people think they are. But
didn't they beat y'all like to dog crap? Something like that?
Whoa.
They beat us by 2 points. And listen, at home, they beat us by 2 points. Wait, in 2 games. December 21st. Watch that game. It's going to be at Ravens.
At home, on the moon, on Earth.
Get them.
Steelers every day. Like, oh my God. If I have to pick a game I know the Steelers are going to win, it's against the Ravens. You haven't beat them in 7 years. What is it even a rivalry anymore? What's his 8-1? Is it even a rivalry anymore? Like, it's really like, hey, we ready to play the Steelers. We're going to get this L. We're going to go ahead with our day.
Let me tell you right now. The Steelers are about to play the Eagles.
They're going to beat them, bro. They're going to beat them.
The Steelers take an L here.
Who?
The Steelers are simply listen. One thing the Steelers are going to do, they're going to stop the run. Saquon Barkley's going to get stopped, right? Jalen Hurts going to have to throw the ball. He hasn't thrown the ball more than 22 times this year. He certainly hasn't thrown the ball. He hasn't. I don't think how many games does he have over 220, 250? 0. Right? He has like 1-2 games. They're going to have to get out his bag. They're going to have to get out their bag. Saquon's going to be shut down. And what Russell Wilson going to do? Russell Wilson going to go score. They're going to get a turnover too. And they're going to lose that game. The Eagles are going to lose that game. Then they're going to go play the Ravens on Christmas, right?
Yeah.
No, not on Christmas.
Is it not?
On the 21st, 4 days before Christmas. 21st, they play the Chiefs on Christmas.
Okay.
The Steelers are going to spank the Ravens again like they always do. And then, who they play after that?
Kansas City on Christmas.
Spank them.
So you have the Steelers winning out the rest of the. They have.
Hold
December.
on.
They have
3 games in 10 games. Just like
they have 3. They have 3 games in a 10-day span, and their 3 are the Eagles, Ravens, and the Chiefs.
You named 2 good teams. You named 1 good team in the Eagles. You named 1 good. You named 1 coffee. You named 1 cup. You named 1 cup. You're like they going up there. He thought they was playing the Eagles, Bills, and then they was going to go play the Detroit Lions. They're playing the Eagles. Then they're going to go play the Ravens, and they're going to go play a bum Kansas City team that needs to get exposed.
This is so disrespectful. Listen. Listen, Ravens fans, get at Zay, because let me tell you something. Zay is from Baltimore, and he is hating.
Listen.
Let me tell you what's going to happen. The Steelers are going to play the Eagles. It's going to be a close game, and ultimately the Eagles are going to win. The Eagles are at home. The Steelers are going to then come to the Ravens. The Ravens, we need a win. We're going to win that game. They won 2 points at home. Let's see what happens when you come into our house. Chiefs versus Steelers. The Chiefs, there's a reason they only have 1 loss, and they're not about to lose to Russell Wilson and what was his name? George Pickens, the NFL YN. Listen, he can't even keep his emotions in check. He's going to rack up the penalties and do something ridiculous. because that's what he does. He's an emotional player. He's young. That's what it is. And then Bengals Steelers, they'll most likely beat the Bengals. But if the Bengals are actually playing to, let's say, sneak into that last spot, let's say they go on some type of run, I think they have like a 3 or 4% chance of making the playoffs at this point. So if everything falls right and the Bengals are in a position that they need to win a game, they're going to take that game 17 serious.
So you have them going 0-3.
Well,
You have them going
I
0-3.
mean,
0-3, and then that fourth game it's week 17. It doesn't matter to them.
I'm actually confused on what you think these games. Why do you think the Ravens is a hard game for the Steelers?
Why don't you? It was a 2-point game.
They've literally beat you every year for 4 years.
Every year is a new year. Any given Sunday.
At the bank.
At
the bank, at home, at the bank. At
See, listen, Brian.
And every given Sunday, you're getting better and better and better. They literally,
Listen.
they literally won a game that they never win in a shootout with the Bengals. Then don't you know how they lost to the Browns? They was like, that will never happen again, and they dog walked them. You know, they dog walked them. Right? They're going to come to the bank. They're going to dog walk you. Do they play the Eagles?
Nope.
In Philly? They play the Eagles in Philly at home.
In Philly.
Dog walk them. Like this shit is easy. They're going to go to. They play at Arrowhead.
No, they play at home.
Dog walk. Oh my god! And then when they play last?
Bengals.
They probably don't even play that game because they're gonna be stuck in a. They're really not gonna be. They really can't move playoff. They really can't move that spot to playoff currently because it's kind of locked up.
Mm-hmm.
They already locked the division. I think they win next week. They win the division. So yeah, they pretty much stuck.
Because next week they play the Eagles. They're gonna lose.
Hey, come back. It's gonna be a clip. Don't even worry about it. But don't even worry about it.
Dinner.
This guy.
Dinner.
All right.
Where we going?
But all right. All right. But I want to get your quick thoughts on a few games, right? Just to wrap up NFL Sunday. What'd you guys think about the Falcons versus Vikings?
Sam Darnold.
Kirk O'Bang's trash. Kirk O'Bang's is trash. Start Michael Penix. And Vikings, they're okay.
All I'm going to say about that game is the Vikings proved that Kirk Cousins was the problem. They came in there, dog walked them. Kirk Cousins threw 2 picks, and Sam Darnold is going to be a franchise QB. Well, he is a franchise-level QB now. Browns versus Steelers.
Well, Dan, what you think about the game, Dan?
Oh, wait, yeah, Dan.
Jordan Addison went crazy. Sam Darnold.
You had him on your fantasy team?
Jordan Addison was absolutely stupid. And I had him. But I was tanking.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy. I'm tanking, but I dropped 184 points. It was crazy. But yeah,
Jeez.
Jordan Johnson, JJ, Aaron Jones. If you had a Viking, period, you probably scored a good amount of points.
Yeah, facts.
Real quick, Bijan is still nice. I know the Falcons are looking kind of off, but Bijan Robinson is doing what he can for those of you who are watching. Michael Penix should be starting by next week if they know what's good.
No. I actually don't need Michael Penix to start because I have Josh and I have Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, I need him to play week 18 because that's my championship game if I go to championship. So, because I'm not going to start Josh because Josh not going to be playing because he's going to have a seed locked up.
Good luck, Charlie, because that boy is sorry.
Okay, what are you guys' quick thoughts on the Browns versus Steelers?
The AFC North
Steelers are all legit. That's it. That's all you really got to say. And Jameis Winston, my favorite QB. I think he got the best character. He's one of the funniest QBs ever. I like Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston, that is a God-fearing man right there. I'll tell you that.
Praise the Lord.
Quick thoughts on Saints versus Giants.
The Giants
is Derek Carr okay?
The greatest tankers ever.
Said the Giants are the greatest takers ever for sure. You're
Yes.
right on. Is Derek Carr okay? Get Juwan Johnson the ball.
Good luck with
Thank
that.
you.
Derek Carr might not even play.
Who's the backup?
Neither of these teams are making the playoffs, but the Saints, I think, can have a potential future if
Stop. Stop.
What did Ray say? What did Ray say? What did
I
Ray say?
couldn't even,
John?
I couldn't even think of nothing. I couldn't even think of nothing.
Grade A bull turkey. Nah, bro. Not at all. Not at all.
All right. Anyways, all right, let's move on from that. All right. Quick thoughts on Jets versus Dolphins.
Yo, I'll never own an A-Chan in fantasy again. Because he just is tense. He can't stay healthy. He gets points, but it's too much stress having to make sure he stays healthy. But aside from that, it was actually a pretty good game. Didn't it go into overtime? If I'm not mistaken. Did that game go into overtime?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
It did. The Jets stink. Told y'all that a while ago. And Jonnu Smith, I don't know if he has a long-term deal, but the way he's playing, he's going to get one.
The Jets stink. This is Aaron Rodgers last year. Everyone owes Zach Wilson an apology because he had a better record last year than Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Brees Hall, free my guy Brees. If you want to put the star on, come put the star on because they're obviously not using me well down there. And
Y'all not paying nobody. We've already been over this.
yeah, the Dolphins. Go get a QB or something. I don't know. Go get a new coach. Something. I don't know.
They just paid you too.
I don't know, bro. I'm confused. I don't know what to do with the Dolphins.
The Jets have all the talent, but they fail to realize that you can't win without a good QB and good coaching. They tried to get rid of the coach to start off with, and now they're holding on to Aaron Rodgers for some reason. He's going to ultimately leave because we've seen this story before. Oh, I'm going to stay, and then they leave. You know, I call it like the Kyrie effect. You know, like players do this thing all the time.
Kyrie.
Whoa. What a jab.
Am I wrong?
What a jab.
Nah,
Not too much
I
on
wasn't.
Kyrie. The Nets were a circus.
Oh, I'm not talking about the Nets. I'm talking about when he left the Celtics.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He's left multiple teams. It's hard to keep track.
Chill. Not too much on the Kyrie jab. He's grown up, matured. You know, not too much.
When his prefrontal cortex develop at like 32?
Yo,
Yeah.
he's found out. he's found a home. He's found a home in Dallas. So
Okay, hey, salute. All right, quick thoughts on Seahawks versus Cardinals. Bird game.
Oof, Kyler. I don't know what happened, but
he couldn't fight the COD. Yo, it started talking to him. He doesn't know what to do. Oh,
but on a serious note, that was Zach Charbonnet. He's a dog.
picked him up off on waivers.
He is a dog. Oh my goodness. What you thought, Zach?
Yeah, I think it was a Charbonnet game. Cardinals stink. Kyler stinks. If you picked up Marvin Harrison was your first round pick, you stink. It's just not a. That whole game stinks. So, yeah.
I like the Seahawks' future prospects. They honestly, I was a Kenneth Walker owner, and then I picked up Charbonnet the second I saw Walker was out, and I was like, wow, Charbonnet's balling better than Kenneth Walker was. And I think that Kenneth Walker's issue is ultimately I don't think he's going to stay healthy in the long term. Once players start getting injured, all of a sudden, now they're getting season-ending injuries, right? We've seen even with CMC, when players, when it rains, it pours,
Yeah.
So Even if you go to Germany and get and buy somebody's ACL off the street, it doesn't matter.
Allegedly, that's not what happened. He saw a specialist. And
Yeah,
there's
He
an
saw a
Achilles.
specialist.
if you
Oh,
ever want, you know the term handcuff in fantasy, right? If
Yeah,
you
I
ever
was
want
just
to
about to say
handcuff,
that.
yo, just grab any 49ers running back. I promise you 20, 30 points a game. I promise you, bro. I was lucky to get up. Isaac gave me 28. He's hurt.
I had him too.
You feel me? He's hurt. I got Patrick. He's on the he's playing next week. Patrick is the backup's backup.
Yeah,
He's playing next
Patrick
week, and I got him.
Taylor.
Oh, I didn't even think about grabbing him.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then
Still-
Isaac's gonna be back. Isaac's gonna be back the week after that. He will get dropped, and I'm picking up Isaac again because he's actually a dog.
Like the carousel of 49ers running backs, like you can just go back to like Tevin Coleman, Raheem Mostert, what's the guy's name? Before Elijah Mitchell, CMC, Jordan Mason, Patrick Taylor, Isaac Grant. They just, I don't know. There's just something about running backs in San Fran. They just can't stay healthy, but they're very much play and play.
Absolutely. Quick thoughts on Raiders versus Buccaneers.
There ain't no
I
Cullen
didn't watch this
injury.
game that much.
There ain't no Cullen injury. They said it might not be season ending. So that's all I can really say about that. Brock Bowers was kept in check, but he's still having a wonderful season. So there's that. Antonio Pierce needs to consider other professions.
Wow.
That's good.
He has Aiden O'Connell at QB. You think it's his fault?
I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm just saying I think they're gonna mutually part ways.
You think he's that bad of a? He's only had the helm for like a year. No,
It's not about him. It's about that franchise and what's going on.
Well, talk to me.
I don't think he's the coach you need for a rebuild. I could be wrong, but I feel like he needs to go somewhere established, and Vegas is obviously not established.
Go get
That's
Belichick.
fair.
Go get Belichick.
They wouldn't
Say
dare.
I want John Johnson
Ben
from
Johnson.
Ben Johnson, yeah, from the Lions.
Yeah.
And what's the Oregon coach? He needs to come.
Dan
to
Lanning.
Oregon.
Yeah.
He needs to come. He needs to come
He's a
to
good guy.
the store. You know.
Oh, brother. Enjoy Mike McCarthy. Enjoy it.
Nah, we
Have
cool
a
with
nice
you.
time.
We over that guy.
But for the Raiders versus Buccaneers, I have 4 words for you guys. Mayfield, stop throwing picks. Like, you guys are winning, but you throw 2 picks here. If you keep up this trend, like, we're towards the end of the season. Tighten up, you feel me? You got
well said.
Mike Evans back. I don't think he's gonna get Godwin back this season.
Yeah, he's done for you.
Resting.
And Bucky Irving got
Rest
hurt.
up,
So-
bro. Rest up, babe. Need you next year.
So do what you can with what you got, but if you keep throwing it to the other team, you can't do anything. Quick thoughts on Jags versus Titans.
Smoke break.
Tank Bull.
Yeah,
That's all I got.
divisional disaster. Nothing about this game was entertaining. Mike Jones. I don't even know what to say about Mike Jones, bro. And Will Levis this is just a disaster. Like, if this game was on, I hope you if you had this game on TV, I hope you did something productive for those 3 hours. Like, go read a book, go do some push-ups, like go do some laundry, or that needs to be background noise. If you sat down and watched this game, get help, because this was a disaster.
Must not watch football. That's all I gotta say.
Must not watch. It's crazy.
I will come back to the Bengals versus Cowboys. Let's get into these Week 15 predictions. Rams versus 49ers.
Got the Rams.
Give me the Niners.
Give me the Rams here. Commanders versus Saints.
Yeah, I'll take Washington.
You'll take Washington. That's your team. Give me Commanders too.
Give me the Commanders as well. Bengals versus Titans.
Take Cincy. Brian Callahan revenge game should be interesting.
I got Cincy.
Give me the Bengals as well. Dolphins versus Texans.
Got Houston.
I got Houston.
Give me the Dolphins here.
I knew you were gonna do that. It's cool. It's cool.
Ravens versus Giants.
Got Baltimore.
I got the Giants. Yeah, upset. Drew Lock.
You know what's crazy? I'm not mad at that pick because didn't y'all just lose to the Giants 2 years ago?
Exactly. Is that the only team Lamar? Is that the only team Lamar has lost to in the NFC?
Yeah.
Are you guys forgetting the variable that was consistent with both of those teams? Saquon Barkley. Next. Give me the Ravens. Jets versus Jaguars.
Do I have
JJ.
to ask somebody? Do I?
Yes.
I'll take the Jets. It's awful.
Give me the Jags. Throw it to Everett Ingram, please.
Give me the Jets here. Cowboys versus Panthers. This is some bad football.
Ew. Cowboys versus who? The Panthers?
Panthers.
Where's the... I'll take the Panthers.
I'm taking the Panthers too.
Give me the Cowboys just because I want them to get a worse pick.
Nah. I got time for that.
That's true hate, yo.
Buccaneers versus Chargers. Ooh.
Got Tampa.
Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, give me the Chargers as well. Damn, that's also generational hate.
No,
Stop being a
no,
sicko.
That's his favorite. We know that's his favorite QB. He just don't want to pick him.
On the
Yo, if you guys don't know Dan, he's a fan of teams that start with C. He's a fan of the Commanders, the Chargers, Cowboys, and Colts. Those are all his 4 teams, guys, if you didn't know. 4 C's.
Today's opposite day. I got Tampa.
All right. Colts versus Broncos.
Got Denver.
You said Colts versus Broncos. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah. Come on, Zay. You gotta take your guy.
You gotta take Bo next.
Give me the Colts here. Patriots versus Cardinals.
Kind of want to take the Patriots.
Give me the Cards. Give me the Cards.
Give me the Patriots here. Bills versus Lions.
Woo! Game of the week. Game of the month. Game of the year.
All the above. I'm gonna take Buffalo.
I'm going Buffalo too.
Give me Detroit here. Steelers versus Eagles.
Got Philly.
Give me Steel City. Give me the Steelers.
Give me the Eagles. Packers versus Seahawks.
Got Green Bay.
The Pack is back.
Yeah, they need one.
Give me the Packers here. Bears versus Vikings.
The Vikings.
Vikings.
Give me the Vikings here. Falcons versus Raiders.
Oh, the Desmond Ritter Bowl? Jeez, the Desmond Ritter revenge game. I'm still taking the Falcons. I'll be serious.
Taking the Falcons too.
Give me the Falcons here. What are y'all's games of the week?
Tampa Bay, LA. That's gonna be a movie. 5-star classic.
Eagles versus Steelers. Another movie.
Bills versus Lions. Marvel's Endgame type cinema.
Yeah, that's better than that. That's Oppenheimer. That's that.
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. Yeah, that's
Oppenheimer and Barbie.
yeah, that's a good game. That's a good game.
But all right, I want to get into some start bench cut with you guys, right? Defensive Player of the Year edition. So let's get into it. 2020's start bench cut Defensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett, Nick Bosa, TJ Watt. Now let me preface. This is which player would you take to start a franchise?
Oh, this is all right. I'm gonna.
I don't know why it's hard to see you starting. That's a little crazy to me.
I'm gonna start TJ Watt, bench Myles Garrett, cut Nick Bosa.
Yep. I'm on this being down locked in like Tesla trucks. Yeah, I'm gonna start TJ Watt. I'm gonna bench Myles Garrett, and I'm gonna cut Nick Bosa.
I'm going to start Myles Garrett, bench TJ Watt, and cut Nick Bosa.
All right, at least he wasn't. At least
Yeah,
see, that was
yeah.
very rational. That was a very
Yeah.
that was a very good.
Yeah.
That was very good.
I'm always rational, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
This guy's a liar.
Start, bench, cut. Defensive Player of the Year edition, 2010 to 2020. Aaron Donald, J.J. Watt, and Luke Kuechly.
I like winners, so I'm starting Aaron Donald. Oh, wait a minute. Nah, I can't do that. Starting Aaron Donald, benching JJ Watt, cutting Luke Kuechly. I thought about it. But nah, I can't do that.
I'm going to start JJ, bench Aaron, cut Luke Kuechly.
Woo!
It's all right.
Steamer.
It's all right.
Here we go.
We're going who we're starting a franchise with. Remember, fellas.
Yes.
I'm starting Aaron Donald. I'm benching Luke Kuechly. And I'm cutting J.J. Watt.
Did he say?
And let me tell you why.
He's cutting JJ Watt.
You got to think. Who's wearing the hat? Luke Kuechly was the head of the defense, and he did it very, very well. I know we've all seen those highlights. You go over there, you go over here, you go over there. All right, lock in. Boom, stop. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. Back-to-back seasons. If I'm starting a franchise with somebody, I want somebody who's going to strike the iron hot. And you got to start Aaron Donald because he's an all-time great, and he won a Super Bowl, so yeah.
And what's JJ Watt? What?
Let me see.
He's
I got
good.
you. JJ Watt, Defensive Player of the Year, 1, 2, 3 times. All right. Pro Bowl 1.
Listen, JJ Watt played offense too.
3,
Like
4,
what?
5.
Wait, he did?
5.
He caught
5
TV
times.
passes.
Set franchise record for what? Sacks, forced fumbles, QB hits, multiple sack games, and fumble recoveries. NFL leader in sacks, 2012 and 2015. NFL top 100 player, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm
First
starting
ballot Hall of
AD,
Famer
I'm benching
soon.
JJ Watt.
Luke Kuechly's a first ballot Hall of Famer, too.
I'm just confused. I'm so confused.
I'm
5
sorry.
first team
He
All
also
Pros.
has. He
5
also
first team
has.
All Pros.
He's also the only player with multiple 26 seasons. So
Listen,
come on.
listen, right?
Oh, he's also a part of the what's that thing called? The NFL 2010s All Decade Team. He's also a part of that.
Listen, man. My opinion stands.
Cool.
You know who also was a part of that? Oh, they're both all a part of it.
They all play different positions.
they're all a part of it. They're all a part of it. But you're sick. You're sick.
Hey man. All right, start bench cut. 2010 to 2000. Defensive Player of the Year edition. Ray Lewis, Brian Urlacher, and James Harrison.
Start Ray, bench Debo. You cut Brian Urlacher.
All right. You start Debo, bench Urlacher, cut Ray.
Oh,
I'll drag it. You start Ray, you bench Debo, you cut Brian.
I was about to say, get this guy out of here. Get this guy out of here.
I'm dragging a little bit.
Don't fire me.
Listen, you got to start Ray Lewis. Got to. But then from there, things get a little bit dicey. I'm trying to decide.
No, they don't. 100-yard pick six in the Super Bowl.
I'm going to bench Brian Urlacher and cut James Harrison.
You're a Ravens fan, right?
Yep.
All right. So you're very, very familiar with that guy, right?
I'm very familiar. But when I look at it, that's just how I got to do it, you know?
Why?
I got you. Right? Urlacher had more picks. Urlacher had more first-team All-Pros.
Did this guy say more picks?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. James Harrison plays DB.
Go ahead.
They both play linebacker.
Yeah, go ahead. Don't worry.
Yeah, why you sound like you're crashing?
Go ahead. I got you. Go ahead.
Listen, more first-team All-Pros. Listen, the proof is in the pudding, you know. And he's also, you guys just mentioned the All-Decades team. One of them is on there, and one of them is not.
Okay.
Lock him in.
Okay. So one of them, you're a Ravens fan, so you've seen the AFC North, right?
Cold North.
So one of them has 2 chips, while the other one has none. One of them has a 100-yard pick six in the Super Bowl that they won. The other one doesn't even have a Super Bowl win. But yet you won a. Okay, one of them was undrafted and still amassed this generational career. But you want to go with Brian Urlacher. Copy.
Might I add, one of them played for the Bears and one of them played for the Steelers.
And
if you take Urlacher and James Harrison,
okay,
I'm taking Urlacher.
Are you familiar with Lance Briggs? Are you familiar with Charles Tillman? Are you familiar with the who else was on that defense? Tim Jennings. The Bears defense wasn't chump at all.
He was by far the best player on there, though.
You could argue with Lance Briggs or Charles Tillman. Yes.
I think I'm going to go with the defensive player of the year.
That's cool. I'm going to go with Lance Briggs or Charles Tillman. You can make the argument.
Nah.
Back-to-back first-team All-Pros, and then you have pretty sure Charles Tillman's like a multi-time. Charles Tillman was so good the FBI hired him to play defense.
So, if James Harrison was so good, why does he only have 2 first-team All-Pros?
Voter fatigue. And he also played with
voter fatigue.
Yeah,
he didn't get one until 2008.
He also played with Troy Polamalu, and he was also beating the piss out of people, like on the field. You watch AFC North football.
I do.
So you cannot deny the veracity of James Harrison.
Then let me just give you one stat, right?
Sure.
And this is what I go by, right? If a player is so valuable that you'll start your franchise with them, all right? Why are you playing for 1, 2, 3, 4 teams while one player is playing for one team his whole career?
Can you be serious?
I'm being honest. Can you explain that to me?
Can you be serious?
If you're that valuable to a team, they'll re-sign you.
Can you be serious?
The Steelers let him go.
Can you actually be serious?
I'm being serious.
Because
for a brief period, James Harrison was the Raven.
He was undrafted.
You know?
Yeah, for a brief period, he was a Raven.
He was literally undrafted. Yeah.
He didn't start his career with the Ravens. He started his career with the Steelers.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm certain he started his career with the Steelers. 02 to 03.
Copy. My point is, he was undrafted. He literally had to get out the mud religiously. And he showed up,
and I respect that.
Out week in and week out.
Salute. But if I'm picking somebody...
Brian, he was on the Ravens practice squad. He didn't play.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, you just fried me. I was like, he went back to the Steelers. What are you talking? Brian, be serious.
Dan said, I cannot refute this without double checking.
Brian, be serious, yo. He played for the Patriots. That's what it was. He played for the Patriots and the Bengals. He was on the Ravens practice squad. He got no PT for the Ravens.
There's a reason.
Serious.
We had our linebacker. He's starting Ray Lewis. But we're belaboring. Start, bench, cut. 90s edition. Defensive Player of the Year. Reggie White, Deion Sanders, Bruce Smith.
Oh, this is tough. Let's start Deion.
Is Deion in this one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Start Deion. Ooh. Jesus. I'm a bench. I'm a bench Bruce Smith. Start Deion. I'm a bench Bruce Smith. I'm a cut Reggie White.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to start Deion, bench Reggie, and cut Bruce Smith.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you, Zay. I'm gonna start Reggie, bench Deion, cut Bruce Smith.
You're gonna bench Deion Sanders?
Yes.
Copy.
Do you know who Reggie Smith is?
Reggie
Or Reggie White?
Yeah, I know the Minister of Defense. I do. I do. I do.
You cut Deion Sanders? Who cut Deion Sanders?
No, I benched him.
Oh yeah. I started Deion. I benched Reggie.
Oh, no, I'm starting Reggie and I'm benching Deion.
As long as you cutting Bruce Smith, I'm cool.
Bruce Smith was one of them guys, but
For sure. Dang, we said Dan got out of there. Dan said, yeah, these guys are nonsense.
Well, hold on. He got 2 depoys. Hold on.
Who got 2 depoys?
Bruce Smith.
Yeah. I mean, depoys Reggie got?
And he has the NFL record for most career sacks.
Oh.
Hold on. I'm revising my answer. I'm starting Reggie White. I'm benching Bruce Smith, and I'm cutting Deion Sanders.
You cutting Deion Sanders?
Absolutely. But explain why you had your order.
For me, you start Deion, right? Because he's Neon Deion Sanders. He's he's one of a kind talent, right? You bench Reggie because he was so versatile. Reggie's one of those guys. You need to make a play, he could go make a play. And you cut Bruce just because it's just Bruce. He's done a lot, but still like
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. All right. So when you look at Bruce Smith, right? Let me give you some of his career stats. 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. 9 times First Team All-Pro. 2-time NFL Forced Fumble co-leader. All decades, 80s and 90s. He was the number 1 overall pick in 85. Coming out of VTech.
VTech.
Salute. Most career sacks, 200. Most seasons with a sack, 19. Most seasons with 10 plus sacks, 13. Why on earth do you not think somebody who went and, albeit, don't get me wrong, Deion is great.
The Neon.
But is he better than Bruce Smith?
Yeah, I think so.
Bruce Smith is arguably the best defender of all time.
You think so?
It can be argued.
Deion Sanders is the greatest quarterback ever.
Huh?
Deion Sanders is a cornerback ever.
Okay.
Yeah, it's undeniable.
Yeah, this is true. But how great can you be if you leave, go play baseball, and come back?
Play in the World Series. Play in the World Series.
I mean, yeah. But you feel me?
Brian, you're not gonna dilute the greatness of Deion Sanders. Sorry.
No, he's great.
No.
But is he better than Bruce Smith?
Yes, Brian. He is.
You think so?
Yes. He won multiple Super Bowls.
Oh, before we continue, this Bengals Cowboys game just wrapped up. Bengals won 27-20 to beat the Cowboys at home. What are your thoughts?
I was following the play-by-play.
Let me run it. I was watching. Let me run it.
Go ahead.
Cowboys doing Cowboys things. I really appreciate the L because we literally had the game the whole time, and I was literally worried we will beat them. Rico Dabo was literally having his way in the backfield. Cooper Rush was literally doing anything he could. Didn't get much pressure to Joe Burrow until the fourth quarter. We also had the game sealed. They punted it with 147. We got a block punt. our returner touch the ball, Bengals recover. They go get 7 with Jamal Chase, and it's over. They get a sack on Cooper Rush, and it's over. But yeah, if you had Jamal Chase and Joe Burrow
Chase Brown.
and Chase Brown, you had all three of those.
And Chase Brown, yep.
If you had all three of those, Joe Burrow, I think he had 55. Jamal Chase, I think he had 50. So yeah,
Joe Burrow had 55?
Yeah. So if you got those,
what did he do?
369
yards.
Yeah, but good L for sure. I really appreciate the L because boy, we look like we could won. We look like we could have won it.
Yeah,
I'm kind of sad. I kind of wanted the Cowboys to win.
I barely won because of Jamar my other week, so it was crazy.
Do you guys think that the Bengals have a chance at making the playoffs? They're inching closer now. 5-8. I think they win next week also.
Who?
No.
5-8 Bengals?
The Bengals?
Yeah.
No. Breaking news. Well, 8 hours ago. Isaac Guerrero has a foot sprain. He will be evaluated over the next few days. This isn't funny, but it is.
I need to adjust my roster.
This is good. This is good because he'll be ready for the week after. Don't play him this week. Don't play him this week, obviously. Go get Patrick Taylor, play him, and then drop Patrick Taylor and go get Isaac again for the follow.
You said Patrick Taylor?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
backup.
On the topic of rookie running backs and being injured, Jonathan Brooks, unfortunately. He tore his ACL again. He tore his ACL in college. He did a lot of work to get back. And unfortunately, he's on the shelf again with another ACL tear. I'm praying for him. He's very talented. A lot of pundits say he has the ability to be that workhorse in Carolina, but very unfortunate. Praying for him. Hopefully, he can recover and we can see some of his talents in the pros.
Facts. Hopefully, speedy recovery. Then we had one more start bench cut.
We do have one more. Start bench cut. 1980s Defensive Player of the Year edition. Let's get into it. Lawrence Taylor, Mike Singletary, Reggie White.
Go ahead, Dan.
Start LT. Undeniable, undisputed. If you say otherwise, I'm leaving. Dang. You bench Mike. You bench Reggie White. You count Mike Singletary.
I'm right on with Dan. You start Lawrence Taylor. You bench Reggie White and you cut Mike.
Reggie White was a dog, man. Like a serious dog.
I think I have to agree with you guys there. I'm not gonna lie. You start LT, you bench Reggie White, you cut Mike Singletary. I don't see any other way to do it. Yeah, LT was different, man.
Very, very.
He's different.
Very, very, very.
But let's change the temperature. Let's get into some hot takes. I got two for you, and then we got Dan. Dan has one. First one I have for you is the Panthers will be a playoff team next season. Let me tell you why. They've had several close games this season with contenders whole year. And they have a strong young core with young talent. Chuba Hubbard, Bryce Young, Xavier Legette. Yes, I know Xavier Legette, he just dropped a game-winning touchdown, but he's young. He's young, guys. He's young. And I think if the Panthers get a few more pieces, they work their magic during the offseason, they'll be able to put together a strong showing. Bryce Young listens to Rod Wave. That's a winner already right there.
That's a winner.
I'll tell you that much. So the way they're playing, And if they are able to build upon what they currently have, I see future success for them.
So wild card, division winner, like what are we saying?
Obviously not division winner. Obviously a wild
I
card.
just said in the playoffs.
Yeah, so those are the only means of entrance.
At least,
so what? Hold on.
at least wild
So,
card.
Okay, at least wild card, and the NFC. Copy. No, not rolling, but copy.
Why? Why don't you agree?
Because the NFC is bumped. They're not ready for that.
Not really.
What are you talking about? Didn't you just lose to the Eagles? Like, the AFC is not bumped, bro. The AFC is not bumped, bro. You know?
Like I can name 9 teams that will be in the playoffs before I think of Carolina.
Really? Let me hear them.
Philly, Seattle, LA, San Fran, Washington,
Not so sure.
Tampa, Atlanta, Dallas.
That's where you lost me. That's where you lost me again.
Okay. And
This guy said,
it's fine. It's fine.
He's a hater,
And
bro.
one other. There's one other. Bear with me. Oh, Green Bay and Detroit. That's 11 right there, or 10 right there. And Minnesota.
So
that's
every
11.
team in the NFC is a playoff team. Every team in the NFC is a playoff team, basically.
And then I said they have a better shot. I'll take every team I just named before Carolina.
I'm not taking the Falcons before Carolina.
Tightrope.
All right. Okay. I got one more for you guys before I pass it off to Dan. JJ McCarthy is going to get shadow banned from the Vikings and forced to be a backup for the foreseeable future until his contract expires at the very least. Sam Darnold is playing out of his mind.
Oh.
And the Vikings will most likely stick with him in the near future. And if he has good results in the playoffs, he is moving himself towards an extension as the starting QB for the Vikings. He's only 27, and he has now cemented himself as not a bust of the 2018 draft class. He was simply a late bloomer. And it can be argued he's the third best QB to come out of that draft.
No.
Some other notable QBs: Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Baker Mayfield. Right now, I'm taking Sam Darnold over Baker Mayfield.
That's peace.
Zay muted.
Zay, you're on mute.
Yep.
Still on mute. Oh, gotcha. you.
Yup.
Did you just say you're taking? What did he say? Something foolish.
I'm taking Sam Darnold over Baker Mayfield right now.
This guy is not serious. Taking Sando over Baker.
I mean, you could, but it's not real. I mean, I wouldn't take Sam.
Why is it not real?
Baker Mayfield is a dog. Sam Darnold is a pretender.
I've said it.
Did you see him in college?
I said it.
See who in college?
Please.
Baker? If you come on college, please don't. If you come on college, please don't compare.
Never mind. Keep going. Keep moving forward. Never mind.
Please don't compare these guys, bro.
Baker Mayfield has played for 4 teams and won 2 playoff games in the span of playing for 4 teams. So off that alone, I'm not putting Sam Darnold over Baker Mayfield. So sorry.
Okay, well, I'll tell you guys right now. Sam Darnold has better stats.
this year.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold doesn't
Baker
even know what,
Mayfield is a pick machine.
Sam Darnold doesn't even know what January football is yet.
He's about to see. Don't you guys know that Vikings, they play in the cold?
Yeah, the Vikings also lost to Daniel Jones in the playoffs. So
Mulligan previous year.
Who said Mulligan? Nah, bro.
just saying.
Nothing Mulligan.
But all right, Dan, what's this last hot take you got for us?
Your boy Sean McDermott, the Bills head coach, he's getting fired next year. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. They're going to probably win the division next year and then cap out in the playoffs. And after that, he's in canned. He's not the answer. And I think this recipe has gotten tired by now. So, yeah, nice knowing you. But I think last year will be his last year. I also feel the same way about a few other coaches, but today
Especially
we'll
if he
focus
doesn't.
on Sean McDermott.
Especially if he doesn't produce this year. Especially the Bills don't make it to at least Super Bowl. He's out of there. He's gone.
Sean
But what's he
McDermott
doing
and Kyle
wrong?
Shanahan are the same person.
So what's he doing wrong?
Yeah, what's he doing wrong?
What isn't he doing wrong?
Not winning in the playoffs.
I think the main concern is the defense.
Yeah, and I will say this year's a little weird because they got rid of everybody and then traded for Amari Cooper, so it's like kind of productive. But yeah, they just gotta
still doing well with it.
Yeah, because like you could just get names, but hey, it's very much a circus. It's just a bunch of pieces, and I don't think he is the. He's not the. It's just not. He's not. I think it's Josh Allen and I forgot who is it. Joe Brady's the OC. I think Joe Brady might end up being the head coach there because remember he's just not it. Just not it.
But why do you say they could have kept Diggs? I don't think they could have or should have.
Kept Diggs, why not?
Because they traded for Amari Cooper.
Clearly,
it's essentially a wash.
It's about personality. It's about personality.
Wash.
Diggs is a diva.
I'm with you, but I'm not with you.
Why not?
Because like at that y'all were winning, so it doesn't matter.
They were winning until they weren't.
Copy.
But change the temperature for us, Dan. Let's get into these cold facts.
Yes, sir. So Derek Carr, who's also awful, since on the topic is just like awful QBs. He threw a pick against the Giants, which ended the Giants' 11-game streak without one. It was the longest of such in NFL history. There wasn't 11 games without a pick, and when you need a pick, play Derek Carr, you'll get one, and that they did.
Who said bring Derek Carr, you'll get one?
He's literally driving them to you.
No cap.
What else you got for us?
Second cold fact, that man Justin Joshua Jefferson, Jay Juddas, one of one. And once again, he's proven it as the only player in NFL history to reach 7,000 receiving yards in their first 5 years. Like in that span of time. So, what is that? That's like 1,400 a year on average. I think he had like 1,400 exactly his rookie year. So, yeah. Easily one of the best wide receivers in history. And at this point, the sky's the limit.
The season not even over. It's like 4 more games?
Facts.
He might touch 8.
You said he might touch 8 what?
8K receiving yards in his career.
Sheesh, that's crazy though.
Hey.
I wonder if this is just regular season or if it's regular season and playoffs. I had to look into that. And lastly, y'all know about the Chris Paul effect. I'm gonna talk about that on another episode. But just to focus on Chris Paul exactly, he passes Jason Kidd for the second most assists all time in NBA history. Like a good neighbor, Chris Paul is there.
Listen,
You know,
like a good neighbor, Chris Paul is there. Yo,
they never really talk about how Chris Paul has been here for a very long time. They talk about LeBron, but Chris
19
Paul
years.
is still doing his thing.
Yeah.
Like, he's up there with LeBron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, do you guys think that next season is LeBron's last season?
I think this season is LeBron last season.
I think you got two more.
2 more after this?
Yeah.
I just know I gotta catch a game before he start falling off.
I made a
can go
promise
there.
to myself that I would probably go to his last home game. But
We
I
gonna
went
be
like
there.
within these next 2-3, I gotta go to one. I think Bryce is gonna enter the draft in like 2.5 years. So I think after that he's done.
Wait, you said you're gonna go to like LeBron's last home game?
That I'm probably not gonna be able to do that, but I want to always catch like whenever his farewell tour is, when he comes to DC, I'll be there.
All right, I'm with you there. I'll slide to that because I was about to say I don't got $100,000 for a ticket.
Yeah. That's wishful thinking. That was like 8-year-old Dan just thinking I want to be there. But now his last Wizards game, I'll probably be there. I haven't seen
Yeah,
LeBron play
it's probably
yet,
still gonna be like a band.
Hey, we'll make it happen.
Speaking of basketball, talk to me. What's going on in the NBA?
The Magic and the Pelicans are getting swarmed with injuries. B.I. got hurt. Paolo got hurt. Franz Wagner got hurt. It's just injuries all over Orlando and New Orleans. Both of these teams are young and on the come up, and they're just getting really unfortunate with the injury bug.
The injury bugs.
I think. Well, I mean, it's still early in the season, Like, are any of these like long-lasting injuries, or are these more like minor sprains, ankle twists, things of that nature?
No, they're gonna miss a few games, like a couple weeks, a few months, maybe.
Few months.
Paolo,
Wait, what's the most serious injury?
I think an oblique, which is y'all the doctors in the making, but like a strained oblique is like that's not like easy stuff to recover from, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Franz Wagner. Yeah, let me get the. They're still winning games. That's the crazy part. But yeah, they're both just suffering a number of injuries. A torn oblique for Franz Wagner. Tore his right oblique. He's out indefinitely. And Paolo Banchero, I can't remember what his injury was, but he's still recovering.
Wow. Do you think it's the floorboards, or is it the coaching? Like, what's going on? Their facility? Like, a lot of players from one team is typically like suspicious.
Facts.
I mean, yes. I mean, it's just unfortunate. That's how you would call it. Oh yeah, they both have. Well, okay, so they both had oblique injuries. So yeah, that's a little,
Something fishy there. Somebody should go investigate that.
Yeah. Okay.
What else you got?
But also, the Wizards beat Denver, and they were on the 16-game losing streak, and they snapped there against Denver, who's looking very like mortal since that championship run. Jokic is still being Jokic, but the rest of the team is leaving a lot to be desired. And in a similar fashion, the Pistons also snapped the 16 games skid themselves, playing against the Knicks. So yeah, I sure hope he'll be back. And also, I don't know if you saw the matchup against the Hawks. It was the Lakers and the Hawks, I think, on Friday. Trae Young went crazy in overtime. He finished the game with stats for you. He finished the game with 31 points, 4 rebounds, and 20 assists. It's not
Jeez.
often you see a 20 assist game, and Trae Young got one of them, so it was good to see. And he hit the game winner, so it's good stuff.
Valid. Ice trade a gang.
Zay, you want to talk about Luka?
What happened with Luka? Luka still hurt?
No, he's been cooking. He got the 7. He passed. Matt, he got, I think his 80th triple double. No, it's 79th triple double, which makes him 7th all time, passing James Harden and Wilt Chamberlain.
You know, Luka's the Minuteman. He's the best of the best.
Yeah. The cool hand Luka, man. Cool hand Luka. Mavericks are 16-8, sitting at the 4 seed, tied with the Rockets. The Rockets are low key on the come up as well, and so is Memphis at 17-8. And lastly, Nikola Jokic is third all time in triple doubles. So, despite the rocky start from the Nuggets, the Joker is still doing Joker things.
The
Salute.
Joker.
Facts, though.
What we got going on in other sports?
Apparently, Tank is gonna retire soon. I think he has like 1 or 2 more fights, and he says he's done.
Yeah, he said it's over. He got a couple fights left, and then he's packing the bags. He's calling it a day.
And
He
last
got a
You
fight,
guys think?
He got to fight.
Dan's Mans Roach.
I don't know, buddy, but salute.
Wait, why don't you know all your teams and players, Dan? What's
That's what I
going
be
on?
saying, bro.
I don't
Damn it, like he don't know.
know. I'm a Tank fan.
Damn,
I've been a Tank fan.
you're a DC native.
I am from Montgomery County.
Cap. Now we're just lying.
Yeah,
I
we're
was
just
born in
capping,
Silver
bro.
Spring.
Yeah. Fries in the bag. You're a PG guy.
Like, bro,
I
we
mean,
know where
I
you're
was
from,
born
bro.
I was born in Silver Spring.
Where you grow up though?
Chillum, which is in PG.
All right.
And
But do you guys
lastly,
actually think he's gonna hang it up?
Yeah, I think
I think he's gonna probably take a break, and if the money makes sense, you'll see him again.
You're gonna see him in that exhibition circuit. You know how they do.
Maybe
Yeah, he fuck around, fight Jake Paul.
Yeah.
beat the daylights out of Jake Paul. But hey, this last one, I'm gonna kick it off to Zay. I mean, Juan Soto got how much?
Yeah, Juan Soto, man. If y'all ever have kids or anything, teach them how to hit a baseball, because Juan Soto just got $765 million, 15 years guaranteed from the New York Mets. He's the now highest paid athlete in history, not just MLB, but in history. You know, these MLB contracts keep getting larger and larger. You know, after Shohei, $700 million for 10 years. I think $60 million of it was deferred. You know, but he deserves it. He's 26, just hit free agency. That's a one in a lifetime thing. So that's the number. I think it's a little overpaid, but that's the number that he had to hit, and that's the number he got. He actually, yeah.
Does this make Juan Soto the best player in the MLB?
Absolutely not. You know, Shohei Ohtani.
He just got more money than him, though. Actually,
Shohei
Shohei
just
Ohtani is
won.
getting more money per year, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
Shohei Ohtani also just won the World Series. But
Hey, this is true.
dang, I was about to say something. I had something very important to say. Crap. Yeah. I remember we talked about $1 billion contracts before in the NBA, but I think the MLB somebody will make $1 billion first.
For real.
I see it probably in like 3 years.
Yeah. Somebody will sign for a B. I can actually see it. Will they pay out that full contract? No, but that's gonna be in right. That's the headline. player ABC signs a 30-year deal for $1 billion.
The interesting thing to me is like how quickly these contracts scaled up. Like before Shohei Ohtani, the most paid was Mike Trout at 426 million, and then immediately just shot up to 700 million. What happened to 500, 600? Or do you guys think this
But
is
when
more
you
so because of inflation?
inflation
Nah,
and
it's
you
crazy.
also pitch,
Yeah, and they don't have no cap out there, so it's like, hey,
Bring me my money.
bring me my money.
blank check city.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just like
Jeez.
15 years, $765 million. Bro.
But all right, to wrap up with, all right. This question comes courtesy of Dan, all right. Is there a such thing as winning too early?
This is my
Dan, if you
question.
want
I'll
to
answer
expand.
first. Yeah. So, like, for example, I feel like once you win, well, at least in football, no, all sports, once you win, I think people forget that you win when you don't really have your best showing in the regular season. And as you continue to win in the regular season, you may not win a championship every year, but you won one before a lot of your contemporaries, but yet it often gets forgotten. Like, for example, Giannis in the NBA. He's got a ring, he has 2 MVPs, he has 2 depoys, I think. I mean, he has always one depoy. But like I still think Giannis is a top 5 player, but many people won't think so. Because he won too early. So I just want to get your thoughts on that. I feel like this is another conversation we can have in one go. This might be like a full blown topic one day, but just to crack the bottle. Give me your thoughts.
I don't think there's. I don't think so. That there's a such thing as winning too early because it's like if you've won, you've won. You feel me? The
Facts.
wins are law. People may have short term memory and forget, but always when people retire, it's like, oh, these are their accolades. These are the things that they've achieved. Right? Nobody looks at Joe Burrow and says he sucks because he reached the finals in the Super Bowl in his what second season, right?
Yep.
And hasn't been back since. Nobody says he sucks. They still say he's talented, and they still says he has the arm and ball talent. Just can't stay healthy, right? I think it's situational, and people tend to have this selective memory. I feel like depending on the sports. I think for basketball, since they play 72 games, no, 82 games, that the biggest thing is you're playing so many games that nobody really cares until you get to the playoffs. Basketball doesn't exist until January in my mind, right? Like they kind of threw in this tournament and it's kind of interesting. It was kind of interesting last year. I know people are following it this year, and I'm not really following it that much. Truth be told, but I think the biggest thing is like also is like how big was your impact in that game? If like for Giannis, for example, to me, Giannis is still top 5, right?
absolutely.
And he's top 5 probably until he retires, honestly. And I don't see him retiring anytime soon. And though his team may not necessarily be winning championships year over year, they're still doing their thing. I will say that when there's a slower ramp up to you winning, there tends to be like a bigger payoff in terms of like fans supporting you and things of that nature instead of you just getting all your wins at one time. For example, look at Curry, right? For a few years, he was getting bounced in and out. Look at Jordan. Jordan went down as an all-time great. For the first like 8 years, he wasn't really doing much. First round exit, first round exit, first round exit. But then when he won, he won. That's my 2 cents.
Well said.
I feel
Zay,
that.
any thoughts?
I feel that. I think there's really no such thing as winning too early. I think yes, you can get lost in the like recency bias. Like you won like 3 years ago, and now you're kind of just a good player
An
that's not winning no more.
afterthought. Yeah.
Yeah, you just kind of afterthought. But I don't think because once you win, and you win forever. So I don't think it's
Facts.
winning too
Once
early.
you win, and you win forever. Oh my goodness.
You know?
That's
Legends never
that's
die.
a bar right there.
So,
But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Fever Pitch Podcast. If you haven't already, subscribe to us on YouTube. Leave us a 5-star review on whatever audio listening platforms you listen to us on. Give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok. We're really trying to pump the content, get it to you guys, and let us know what you guys think. Give us your guys' thoughts, feedback, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.